kind of aggressiveness that they can do actually build up from mid to late game. So I also thought that was going to be Hanzo, but I think they want to go for the utility this time around.
Yeah, what to say? They caught me off guard, and a big sigh of relief. Like, are we gonna see a Hanzo in the Land of Dawn? I know the Hanzo's a great hero and provides a lot of that early game dominance, and especially in the mid to late game, you want to see a big snowball. But the Barrett's being picked up. It's understandable. They need a little bit more frontline presence to pair up with this Louis to make sure Louis can dish out all the free damage that's necessary. But right now, the Leslie coming out from CSL, yeah, they're not holding back as well. They're saying you got a marksman hero pool, so do we. And pull off the Diggy. But a Diggy against a Louis, not the most favorable composition, I'd say.
Wow. Okay, that's too much crowd control now. Like, you have the Ruby, you have the Tonus Welcome, a stun from the Ixia and the Kaja. So this could actually all be denied by a Diggy, since there's a front line that could actually be a great line of defense, which is the Lapu Lapu. So with this, wow, they're really taking it into a full confident last pick with this Kaja. So with Diggy being present here, they need to make sure on who to target in CSL. Will it be the Leslie? Could be for the Kaja. Will it be the Ruby catching the Leslie? Still, it could go other ways. So with this final pick, that the Diggy would be a great benefit for team fights, or actually deny most of the setups that Team FPP has. They need to be careful on where to place this kind of skills, especially with team fights and even ganks.
That's the team fight presence that we want to see right now. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and friends of all ages, we're here straight into the Land of Dawn, because potentially it could be the final game as CSL are on match point in this best of 7 series against FPP. And right now, let's see who's going to take away this best of 7, or will we see that miracle come back from the other side? Right now, both the junglers get ready to go, because it's going to be definitely a show at the goal lane, the EXP, even the mid lane, because early game aggression is the name of the game for this one.
Well, aggression it is for Penguin. You want to see some information out of the jungler, Myleron, using the Carmilla once again. So maybe as of the lineup that they have with the Tonus Welcome, with the Divine Judgment, this could be a great line of pressure for the Diggy to be effective in the gold lane. They could pull out resources out of this Diggy when it hits level 4. So it depends how they want to go with this kind of situation, because the Kaja and also the Barrett's early game has a lot of potential for ganking, as well as that kind of pressure that they can do for the EXP. But looking at the pressure they want to do against the gold lane, I think it's always about the Leslie and the Carmilla.
Yeah, I think it comes down to how they'll be looking at making that comeback possible. Like you said, just take out all the resources coming in from the gold lane as well, especially when it comes to this Diggy. The Diggy should be able to provide the zone using those ticking time bombs to be a difference. And right now you can see the gold lane Curse of Blood being used. Myleron going in quite deep. Gets that, that's my bun. He gets the first blood, and that will go into the hands of JR. Meanwhile, on the top side, Arxis will fall at the same time.
Wow, EXP down. Arxis, you don't want to see the kind of situation if you want to go be in par and taking the first objective on this. Again, this is the turtle. And if you're an XP lane, if you're a Lapu Lapu, you don't want to be low in this kind of situation that you can zone out members of Team FPP right now. So it's kind of a good way to give pressure for the EXP, because if a Lapu Lapu engages really well against a Louis or even the Ruby, they might be forced to respond and use resources, unnecessary resources as this. Look at that, Arxis just being back. We've been talking about him being the first to fall. Looks out there following up with a kill. Flickers out for this Luo Yi, and looks like it's Myleron having a free chance of getting this turtle, but this is still Groovy Groove not letting go of this chance. Just getting vision. Diggy is still present. Will he be able to steal this? No, he won't. He might get punished for this, but that ultimate won't connect to him. Flickers out. He knew what's coming. Now looks the chase. Looking at the chase right here, it's still Groovy Groove not going to be in a safe situation. Arxis takes him down.
Yeah, and I think try to bite off more than they could chew, right? Want to make that risky play, that make or break play for his team, because we know the first turtle, if the Barracks is able to get something out of it, it could be a difference maker, start snowballing into this mid and late game. But on the other side, Chill Out just doing so much damage and providing zone for his team. Just the Ruby couldn't handle it, and Arxes as well. Just, you know, trying to get it at the same time. Meanwhile, Touch My Bun might get caught. Here's the diversion play. Will we see it? No. And yes, we do. And here's to save the day, but we'll get taken down. The damage is just too much from Sake here. Gets the Berserker's Fury, and this is a Leslie in the 3-minute 40-second mark, getting the Berserker's Fury already.
So much toolkit has been utilized by CSL. Sake 101 on this Leslie. Now he could have an advantage. Just keep on doing what he just do best. The damage from coming in from the camouflage is a great way to do against this team. Look at that. Wow, the tornado welcome right onto the wall. A 2-minute on a perfect setup for Team FPP, but will they have the fall for damage? Penguin now being stunned by Sake, and Sake wants to keep on going with the hits. Touch My Bun takes down Smile Ron, but that's an exchange of 3-2, and looks like Sake has more ways to take him down. He falls. That's a double for this Leslie.
And that's a late game Leslie that we like to see, right? This late game Leslie already started to get going in this early game. 4-minute 30 seconds to have the first turret up for grabs. And if you take a look at the goal lead as well, quite substantial right now coming in. It's about 4K at the moment, and this Leslie's already 2K up against the Ixia. It could be a big factor that's going to be played right now as the second turtle is up for grabs.
4K gold lead for CSL. They're loving what they have started. Clearly, they're just pushing out so many possible unnecessary team fights that this team could not actually handle. Now, transporting by the diversion, he wanted to place Kaj right onto a better spot, but looks like he got spotted by Leslie, using that ultimate to spot one down. But the barrage will be the zone out potential for FPP, but it won't make the cut. CSL takes down one, Chill Out falls, that's a killing spree. Make a triple for Sake, and CSL, another advantage for this objective.
The OSX, I know we're casting, but like, let's take a step back and look at this lead, right? It's 6,000 compared to, you know, the previous few games that we saw. I think this is the fastest and the highest goal lead we've seen. And also Sake, we know what a Leslie can do in the late game, right? It's just one shot, one kill. That's what it comes down to, dealing that true damage. But right now, 6-0-3. Are you kidding me? The way that it's going about. Look at that Divine Judgment on Smile Ron, Curse of Blood. Oh my god. They just get burst immediately. And right now, the domination factor coming in from CSL is clear for everybody else to see. Yeah, I mean, I need to find a way for them to make a comeback, but it's looking bleak for the other side.
7-0-4 onto this Leslie. If I play Leslie as of my rank games, you might want to have that 10-minute advantage of getting those items in, but this kind of space that this marksman has for CSL, he's more than happy to be more aggressive and be confident. Looks like there's a play happening. Archer spots them out, but will they be successful with this kind of diversion play? Somebody might get me in trouble from the back. Ruby Groove falls, miserable from the back. Will they see this with a defense? But look at that gold Solace. That's Archer's getting double. They knew what's gonna happen. Touch My Bun is looking for a way to defend himself, but he won't make the escape back to his base. Sake, legendary, and 22-5, a wipeout. CSL with the advantage and dominance, they push through and slowly taking on the inhibitor turret right in mid.
5-man wipeout, and the insult to injury being those recall taunts coming in. Look at that, the Diggy himself is doing so much damage right now, and Diggy with the ticking time bombs that's starting to stack up, it is going to start hurting right now. And I wish we could take a look at the items, because I want to see how bad is it, how ahead is this Diggy as well, because 10,000 goal lead on the side of CSL. Yeah, it's starting to look bleak, and I think if I was on the other side, FPP, they need to be looking at they need to look at make a play, and that's the play that they made. They get the shutdown, and the full barrage comes up, but here's the Curse of Blood, just to see the stun. Noob Master 6ix9ine being pulled back. Will he fall down? Yes, he does. Yes, they get Sake, but two in return at the same time, and that was an all Hail Mary play, but not working out on the favor of FPP.
Well, the favor now is with CSL. Turret still up. Only the turret down bottom has been the defense down out of CSL. They just keep on using all of these possible camps from green to blue to push out this team to get in for resources, but this is still a struggle to be in the front line of this kind of composition. If we might look at the possible way of getting a setup, there's so much ways to utilize this Kaja or even the Barretts, but being in the front line, being a Kaja right now on with the momentum that Team CSL has, you might want to have more than Dominance Ice. You might even have a Dreadnought just to even survive a second out of the damage that you can get either from the Novaria or even the Leslie. At this point, he might get punished if he makes a play.
Especially now that you look at the item score for the fleeting time as well. Not the right time to pick it up because you know, like you just mentioned, that he's not able to tank any sort of damage. So as soon as he dives in, if he gets taken out instantly, especially with that reverse time being a difference maker from Gold Solace, it could be a problem for the side of FPP. And CSL just trying to make the advantage. We've seen them end the game in First Lords, 11-minute mark games all the time. Look at the recall taunts coming in, and Groovy Groove might be the difference maker. Oh, he gets get burst down instantly with 2 shots coming in from the Leslie. The Lord marching down the top lane. Arxie's going in with the but the Divine just been able to pull him out. Full Barrage comes in. They get the kill on towards Lu Yi, and at the same time Arxie falls, but the Lord is here. Going at the base crystal. Saki just doing so much damage at this point. That's the ultimate sniper. He gets the kill on towards Barrett as well. But they're focusing at the base crystal. And this is game number 4 being taken away by the side of CSL, making it 4-0 in utter domination in the World Esports Championship IESF qualifiers for New Zealand. And they will be the representatives for Oceania at the moment. And GG, well played for their side.
Yep. Even the Bard says, yeah, GG's was fun. Noob Master 69 clearly admits that it is all part of like an experience pace that they want to deal with, because being in the qualifiers for the Oceania and New Zealand is an opportunity that every squad or every team or even a player wants to experience. But for being on top, CSL is a representative for NZ. Exciting times ahead for this federation, and that is just how they want to do it. Is best of 7. 4-0 Kronos.
Utter domination, right? OSX, utter domination. That is the name of the game. We were speaking about how they need to get the momentum. They got the momentum, and then they utilized that, turned it into an advantage, and just made that big snowball that was such a big difference maker. And the other side just couldn't do anything to stop them from making a comeback at all whatsoever. And CSL showing that they're the better team, showing that they're the best team here in Oceania. And of course, shout out to both the teams, but unfortunately only one can be the victor, and that came out to be CSL this time.
Yep, CSL completely continuing momentum on the very beginning of the series. We talk about how you want to step your best foot forward in this kind of series. Momentum tells a lot of factors if you want to go forth. Let's continue to bring dominance across the league. And looking at this final stats, 26-7, having 20, well, that's 24 assists on this league. This is the best wingman award after you get after a ranked game, right? So at this point, they're really happy to make everything work. And even the Leslie were surprised and even excited how this marksman pick showed, how the Novara even work. And it was a big of a struggle for FPP to counter out, especially with the defense. I was excited to see more of the Louis plays, and they had an attempt to access the back line with the diversion play. So it's kind of like a struggle, because it was a question of defense and armor for the Codger, even for the Barretts or even for the Ruby. So if they can continue, or they can continue to push it through the later stages of the game, they might have the damage or even the defense. But Team CSL says, no, we don't have time for that. And in New Zealand, and if you're in the Philippines, they're ahead by 7 hours. So they really want to take it quicker than expected.
Yeah, I know, I agree. And it all came down to how They are comfortable with their heroes, the drafting, and I think the level of skill, you can see the potential that's always there for both teams, for both sides. It's just a matter of fact how they will be exposed, and the exposure to such big tournaments, that'll be the key factor for them. And I think FPP on the other side got the exposure that they needed, and that's why they said, "Hey, GG's, well played. It was fun," but at the same time, they learned quite a lot. And I think like I said, just one team comes out to be the victor, and unfortunately, it was for the other side. It was CSL this time. Maybe next time they will be able to take a piece of that pie. But for now, that's the story that will be here in this tournament. And obviously, shout out to the OCC to make sure to let this event happen. And of course, to having me, Kronos, as well as OSX up on desk. And it's been an absolute pleasure, OSX. And I know for a fact you enjoyed it as well. But for
I
now, I
did.
think let's yeah, I know. I think let's pass it back to the host, right? 707 should be waiting there, smiling, ready to give how this tournament was going about. Oh, 707, take it away.
That was truly a fun tournament to watch. So let's give it up for Crimson Solace for being the first MLBB champions of New Zealand. And next, mark up your calendars for Oceania qualifiers on Monday, 24th of June, where Crimson Solace will face off against Guam. The winning team will carry the Oceania banner at the Asian qualifiers happening in September. But before we draw the curtains, a huge shout out to the OCC team, a huge shout out to the casters, Kronos and OSX. A huge shout out to Chua for being the lobby host. A huge shout out to the production team, Kaleo, Marcosaurus, Tensei. A huge shout out to our voice moderator, Shan. And a huge shout out to our viewers, obviously, especially Combat Cat Gaming, I see you. And of course, New Zealand Esports for giving us the honor of hosting the first NZ qualifiers. Our viewers, thank you all for your support. This has been the first ever New Zealand IESF qualifiers, and this is OCC 707 signing off. Have a good day.